Hi, it's Aneta here from Aneta Yoga Studio and Wellness. How are you today? Happy New Year! It's the last day of 2018 and I just thought I'd pop in, say hello and say thank you so much for a year of joining me on this journey. It's been a privilege to be sharing this journey with you. And as you know, there have been so many changes and I'm so grateful that you stayed with me through all those changes of 2018. And for many of us, this is a time to reflect. This is the time to really see what worked for us, what didn't. And I really like doing this practice at the end of the year, around the winter solstice, the time between the winter solstice, that time of Christmas and holidays, and then to the new year, of really reflecting on what really made sense, what I'm feeling proud of, what mistakes I've made and what I learned from them, and what I'm going to do differently in the new year. And so there are a few things for me personally. I really encourage you to do that, because it's from making something conscious is that we learn from it. Otherwise, we just go on automatic. Each year looks the same. Each year we make the same mistakes and react in exactly the same way, because we are creatures of habit, because we do things in exactly the same way, always. And so for me, there are a few things that stand out. So today is the last day of 2018, and it marks the whole year of me showing up for myself every single day. And when I started that project in January, I started it with a certain view of what it would look like. And I'm actually ending in a very different place. So at the beginning of the year, for those of you who've been following me, then I was doing a daily video. The Wisdom of Daily Practice, little videos on Facebook, talking about practices, talking about what works, little pearls of wisdom, little insights that I've had. And then it changed, it shifted into a practice that became very much within. And so I'm ending on a very different note. I'm ending much more inwardly focused and not so much outwardly focused on what I'm doing and what I'm sharing, although that's still a big part of what I do and I love working with people. But for me personally, showing up for myself on a daily basis every single day meant that I found a lot of silence, a lot of presence within. I noticed which practices work for me personally, which practices really resonated, which practices were really good sometimes, but not all the time. So my daily showing up didn't mean doing an hour or two of yoga asana practice. It didn't mean going bigger, larger, all of that kind of stuff. It actually meant the opposite. It meant that I, as you might know, left my yoga studio space and decided to work with people on a one-to-one basis or two-to-one, and doing, the private yoga and body wisdom coaching and Thai yoga massage in my home, where I can create a space that is very deeply nourishing. It also meant that I cut down or cut out certain things that didn't feel aligned anymore, that didn't feel like I wanted to continue, that didn't feel like they were the biggest benefit for people and didn't really light me up. So rather than growing larger, it actually brought loads more focus. It tuned in my yoga practice, it tuned in how I teach. It really I gained a lot of clarity about what I want to do in my life. And so sometimes when I started in January, I really thought that it would look in one way, but actually ending at the end of the year, it looks completely different. and it feels so much more aligned and so much more real. And so it really feels very, very deeply nourishing. It really feels like fine-tuning. And we can only do that if we create that space, if we take that space for reflection, for really checking in with ourselves on a daily basis, for connecting with presence, that loving kindness presence, that compassionate presence that is within us and all around us, that sometimes it's called the matrix or the quantum field. The Tibetan Buddhists, call it a compassionate field. And I personally call it warm kindness, because that's the words that resonate for me, personally. And so it really changed a lot. So I really encourage you to check in with yourself, how much you showed up for yourself this year, because, as I said earlier, it's by bringing that awareness, by bringing that kind awareness, compassionate awareness, without judging, like I messed up or that was shit and I'm doing bad or whatever. Just holding it within that compassion, within kindness for yourself and others. It really changes what decisions and actions we take. And so I wish you a really, really wonderful new year. It's only one day, but still it can actually mark something that is quite profound in the way that you relate to yourself and the world around you. And if you are local to Ramsgate, if you haven't signed up for the classes, they're all starting on Wednesday the 2nd, and the Monday classes start the following week, the 7th. I still have got a few places. Check it out. Go to the website, check it out. Contact me if you have any questions. And I shall see you, hopefully see you in the new term, or for some one-to-one and private sessions if you're interested, or Thai yoga massage. And I really wish you a really, really good day. Take care of yourself. Namaste.